Hello and welcome back to the Guns and Outdoors channel. Thank you very much for stopping by. And since you have, please look down below and smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for more upcoming content. Few things are more satisfying than a fully functioning AR-15 rifle. It's a good idea to have some spare parts on hand in the event that something on any of your firearms breaks when you're out having fun on your local range day, or you're out of town on travel attending that 2-day tactical rifle training class. Keeping spare parts and even backup firearms on hand is vital to keeping you and your equipment up and running and in the fight. In today's video, we're going to have a look at my example of an AR-15 range repair kit. I'm going to examine with you a spares kit list, various componentry that we've put together, and in the words of King Leonidas and his defiant response in the demand that his soldiers lay down their weapons during the Battle of Thermopylae in 480 BC. I'm going to try to say it the proper Greek way. Malone leve. Come and take it. That last bit got me pumped up. All right. For the most part, AR-15 have interchangeable parts, and they're supposed to be meeting the military spec, otherwise known as mil-spec standard. It's good to have various companies working towards that standard or exceeding those standards at the minimum, because if they can achieve or beat those measurements, then you have the advantage that you can use various manufacturers' parts in other rifles. Uppers fit lowers, firing pins fit within bolts, that sort of thing. Check out this kit. It's a waterproof case. It's very compartmentalized. I really like it. It's a cool tackle box link down below that takes you right to the channel's Amazon store. I made it easy for you guys. They're cheap. We're only talking about $17 or $18. So buy now if you want, and then work on building later. All right, I tilted up my kit here. Hopefully that stays in place. We're going to do a quick review of the parts in this awesome kit. And we're going to start from the top row, and we're going to go left to right. Disclaimer, if I get tongue-tied and say the wrong part name, please forgive me. Don't crucify me. This is very difficult. A lot of guys couldn't name every part in a kit. But starting with the left, we're going to go for it here. Gas rings, high wear item. Cheap, easy. Get you a Ziploc bag of them. These are small little crack baggies. You can easily pick them up. They really do a good job. This came in a spare parts kit. These are our takedown pins. Over here, we've got buffer retainers. In this compartment, I had to double up. Got various springs. These are our buffer retainer springs, and these big ones are our magazine catch springs. Good to have extras of those. Over here, we've got our bolt catch. Magazine catch with magazine release. In our second row, middle row, we've got a standard mil-spec trigger. What you notice about these is they've polished the edges. It's got a real smooth finish. I like that. Extra hammer. I would say these are mil-spec. And then our disconnector. Good to have extras of those. Here, we've got our ejector springs and pivot and takedown pin springs. They look very similar, but they are different in size. Standard mil-spec, cheap castle ring. I bought this for upcoming build, which is going to be a common theme here because you kind of rob your spare parts kits as you do other builds, and that's okay. That's cool. That's part of the fun. Here, crush washers. Can never have enough crush washers. These are the 1/2 inch by 28 threads, most common on the 5.56s, 1/2 inch. And whether you're trying a new muzzle brake on a AR or a new flash hider, it's always good to have extra crush washers. Here are our firing pin retaining pins. A lot of folks just call them cotter pins. They're really not the same. They're more durable. They do wear out. It's good to have extras. They're cheap. But according to the mil-spec, for example, and you wouldn't know this, you may or may not know it, but these edges are flattened. So little nuances, if you ever look up the mil spec in items, it's kind of fascinating. All right, here's a BCM Gunfighter QD end plate. This is going on an upcoming build. I like the quality. I have one on my BCM AR. It's pretty good. And then I had purchased a all steel Magpul one as well. I like the dynamics on this BCM a little better, slimmer profile, but everybody's different. Good QD end plates. And over here we've got our safety selectors, pivot and takedown pins, gold, these are the detents. In this pack we've got various things: ejector roll pins, bolt catch roll pins, trigger guard roll pins, and then down here we've got our trigger and hammer hinge pins. So I just kind of stacked them up, and hidden down here is our extractor springs, pins, and our buffered O-rings. Another high wear item. Can't go wrong. They don't break the bank. Definitely pick yourself up some of those. Extras are always great. That's the end of our middle row. This is kind of the cool stuff. We're going to get down to our bottom row here. We have just a standard QD quick disconnect attachment point for a sling. And I think in the various repair kits that I've bought, we have different trigger and hammer springs. I try to keep the colors the same. Sometimes you can see different manufacturer color differences. Feel free if you want to lighten your trigger pull and the feel of your AR on a mil-spec trigger, if you're not going with a drop-in, to buy some of these and try different things. Up next, I had bought this a long time ago. These are very nice. You can get them on sale sometimes from their website, ALG Defense. It's a sister company to Geisley. And what's kind of interesting is I do have experience with these. This one is installed in the Bravo Company ARs, my BCM Recce. I really like it. There is a store called AR-15extreme.com. They have very, very affordable components. So shop around. There's a promo code for you. I'm not affiliated with those guys, so good luck to you. It's good to have a spare bolt carrier group, just the entire thing on hand should one break for you instead of messing around with small parts. These are the most common wear items. If you have a bad bolt, you could just go in your kit, grab this out, throw the new bolt carrier group, just the whole assembly right in, get back to rock and rolling. It's good to have one of these as well as a spare bolt. Titanium nitride finish bolt carrier group. I got this from Brownells. It's going to go in a custom build, so more on that to come. This is a higher end spare parts. Don't necessarily have to go this high on that, but it's good to have an assembly. And you guys see this kit is modular. I just took it right out, fits right in. We all forget we have different red dots. Sometimes your batteries wear out. You don't really know until you pick up a certain rifle or a pistol and you haven't used in a while. Maybe it's been over a year or two, 50,000 hours, whatever the lifespan is, and your batteries are out. No big deal. Just get yourself some Energizer high-end lithium CR 2032s or whatever other flavor specifically you need. Go ahead and put that in your kit. Also on the firearm, if you'll see my bug out, my get home bag video, I have these Accent Labs, just a local company here in the Carolinas. This is the Echo 2.5, and you get these sample packs. Go ahead and throw that in your kit. If you need to lube up your bolt carrier group or a bolt, always comes in handy to have lube on hand. All right, put that back. Next up is a bolt. These are always good. If you can't afford to build out your kit or you're just starting, one of the things you want to put on the top of your list is a bolt. These do go bad. Easy to pick up. It's recommended that you put these in your AR spare compartment grip handle. Get you some lube. You'll be all set, rocking and rolling for the most higher wear items. Sometimes the locking lugs break. On this particular one, this is the Reliabolt. It isn't going to solve world hunger. It does have some unique designs. It's been out for about 5-6 years. They had some problems early on. They're good now. It's got a special MP3 coating, so it's really slick. That's what made me pick it up. But most importantly, it was less about the gadgetry and more about the price. The price was like $59 now. It used to be that you couldn't justify the higher end cost, but these are pretty good. They come with a lifetime warranty. If yours does break or you got a bad battery or something, just contact the company. They'll send you a new one for free. Pick yourself up a bolt. You got redundancy there. It's good to have some extra firing pins. They're very cheap. Firing pins do vary. What you can do is check your different manufacturer's mil spec. kind of see what the drop in, right? There's your kind of hitting the back of the primer case. I learned this from my buddy Dakota Boy. You can kind of check fitment. If you had a bent pin or something like that, you want to see how they drop through. These are great, different companies on pins. Stuck down in this little parts bin is the cam pin. Good to get yourself an extra cam pin. I haven't seen these wear out. A lot of times if you have failures, cracks start to happen around the bolt area, or the locking lugs can shear where the extractor is. But this happens to be a Landtech. It's kind of smooth. It's got a special coating on it. I may try it on the special build. This one already comes with one, so we'll see. I picked it up, haven't used it yet. Can't really vouch for it. That's that. And last but not least, over here on the bottom right-hand corner of our kit, I picked this up some time back. This is nothing more than a Geisley fitting pin, and it assists with trigger installations. It's the same size as a trigger and hammer pin, so it allows you to fit a pin. It may help you remove, install, or act like a slave pin when installing that new trigger. All right, that's our mad dash down the compartments of the kit here. Top things in the kit: the bolt, a lot of wear and tear, locking lugs, cracking on spots where the cam pin hole have happened. Get a spare bolt at a minimum. Carry that in your AR grip, as we previously spoke about. We also talked about gas rings. Most often the rings wear down over many thousands of rounds when you fired. And what happens is that lets gas escape back into the action, and you're going to have performance issues. So keep an eye on those. It's critical that your gas system is up and running, and it's going to help with the cycling of the rifle. Your extractor, which is also on the bolt. This is a high wear item as well. Have a spare extractor bolt, BCG at the ready, and check your springs and your buffers. Replace if you see any signs of wear and tear. Firing pins, rings, extractors, as we already talked about, they're most common. Pretty much anything in a bolt carrier group can go bad, except for the bolt carrier group itself. As long as your gas keys properly staked, doesn't get loose on you, inspect those stakings. This one's okay. I did reach out to my buddy and I was like, hey, I don't see it smashed all the way in there. I would say it's mediocre on properly staked, but it is what it is. We'll give it a go. Last but not least, you can have a spare firearm. 2 is 1, 1 is none, as they say. All right, we're in a race to the finish. Hope you enjoyed it. It's always good to build your own kit. If you do that, you actually learn along the way. You learn what the items are. You can pull from the kit, do a custom build, replace parts for yourself, customize your firearms as you see fit. And it's also good to be able to do your own maintenance on your firearms versus going to that local gunsmith and having him do it. Always try to do it yourself, as long as you can do it safely and reliably. A kit like this will come in handy for you down the line. You guys know that. For those of you that don't want to put the time in to piece together a kit, you've got some options as well. So again, I'm doing the dirty work for you guys. What you can do is have a look at, and this inspired me, check out Tactical Edge kit. They have one, and it's pretty good. Doesn't have quite as many high-end boutique parts as this one. It's got a lot of the more mil-spec side. I want to say it's like $330 at the time of this video posting. Also check out Brownells. They sell an Armor's small parts kit. Doesn't have a BCG or a bolt in it, but that bad boy is like $600 at the time of this video. Mine, in my opinion, is the best of both worlds. I really like my case that I've selected, kind of found when I was doing all my research online. It's very durable. Waterproof. You can throw this in your range bag, and when you break this out, put it out on the table. If your buddy's AR breaks, they're going to think you're just really cool. So at the least, consider that customization and suit it to your needs. Everybody's mileage varies. All right, and there you have it. The Guns and Outdoors channel, AR-15 range repair kit. Don't forget to inspect and repair that like button down below. Go ahead and like and subscribe. As always, remember this, Molon Leve. Never forget that. We're out of here. Take care. See ya.